Good morning. I am so grateful to God that we are in the fifth week of Pardon is Not an Option, marriage tune up. What really struck me on last week, I hit a pothole on that Atlantic Avenue. And it came to my mind as I was thinking about my experience. And I was looking into a pothole, and what we learned about a pothole, it is a defect in the roadway caused by environmental factors such as ice, rain, natural forces that eat away at the roadway, creating cracks, a series of cracks. As the cracks grow deeper, chunks of pavement material separates and are pulled out by the wheel of your car. And when we look at marriage, it's like it is that vehicle. It is what we use symbolically to describe our marriage, and we ride it. We use it for our accessibilities and things that we need to do and get done. Same with our marriage. We are partners in it, and we are accessible to one another. And what I realized is that life happens. It doesn't stop, just because you are doing something or you're trying to go somewhere. Life still goes on day by day by day. But what I realized that some of our marriages have hit a pothole and have eroded and have made a big hole. And a lot of times, what we must understand is that potholes start gradually. They don't just one day, it's this big hole. No, it starts gradually. And it's something eating at it every day that causes the crack first. And that's same like our relationship. There are things that are eating at it every day, normal things that eat away at it. And sometimes it physically leaves the relationship in a downward slope. And what I found out is that what happens with a pothole, it's another form of it that's called a sinkhole. A sinkhole is what is an opening under the earth, of the surface that forms due to water erosions. And what you see, the pothole is the top surface. The sinkhole is underneath our foundation, the things that eat away at our integrity, at our character, at our love, at our commitment, at our vows. It is the underneath thing. That's what that sinkhole is. It is the erosion that happens over time, over disappointment, over misunderstandings, over being tired of the same situation over and over and over again. What I learned about sinkhole, it typically takes a fairly long time to form. It doesn't just happen. This formation is often unnoticed. Same like our relationship. The surface of it makes the appearance of a sinkhole seem suddenly. Like when we find out that this is happening in someone's relationship, it seemed like it just happened, but really it didn't. It happened over time. It happened within contents of relationship while you're still living, while you're still going to church, while you're still praising. Things start coming and eroding at it. And sometimes we don't leave the relationship physically, but we simply check out emotionally. And last night, if you was on the call, we talked about the emotional intimacy in a relationship. And sometimes you check out. And what do you mean, Tina? What do you mean? What do you mean simply check out emotionally? Well, you stop investing in the marriage. You leave your mate feeling detached and unwanted. Sometimes the outward side of the world or the outside world, the situation can look good, but in reality, the relationship seemingly is dying and seemingly is coming apart. The cracks are now potholes, big gaping holes that if you hit your vehicle in, it causes great damage. It causes so much hurt. It causes so much expenses. When I hit the pothole the other week, I had to go and get my tire repaired, and I waited for a long time. And what I forgot was the cap lock for the hubcaps, and I had to go home and find the little lock and come back and try to get it fixed. But a lot of times our marriages is reached the point of the sinkhole, and it's sinking, and some of the concepts that happen is we become complacent. Life events happen, financial issues, children, job loss, or seems like the other one is just not interested or just don't have any get up and go anymore. And so we lose hope in the relationship, and incidents happens, affairs. The grass look greener on the other side, and a lot of times it will. But if you water yours and you fertilize it and you encourage it and you speak well of it, your grass will grow as green as anybody grass will grow. Selfishness come into play with incidents in marriages. Have not taken the time to make an investment. We invest in so many things. We invest in so many people. We buy the latest clothing and the most popular brand name, but we refuse to take time to invest in our spouse. And time is not a lot. It's a little thing that we don't get back. It's a little thing that if we're not careful, it slips away from us. And before you know it, you started out in your 20s, and before you know it, you're in your 50s, and you're looking back and wondering, what have you done, and where have the time gone, and what do you get out of the relationship at the end of the day if you don't invest your time in it? And then you have unresolved issues where we don't learn how to really sit down and communicate and take one thing at a time and deal with it and be heard, as well as listen and understand. The Bible said, in all that getting, get an understanding. And even in marriage, we have to take the time to get an understanding. We have to take the time to hear our spouse. And I shared on last night to listen with our third ear. And what is your third ear? Your heart. Bring your heart to the table and listen and take time to understand. And one more area, a loss of thankfulness. I learned if we get up every day with a thankful heart, thankful for our spouse, thankful for the things that they bring to the table, thankful for the part they play in the relationship, thankful for the little things. And sometimes we're looking for the big things and we're looking for the great things, but it's the little things that make the difference. And when we take the time to appreciate and say thank you for that, and thank you for being consistent, and thank you for being faithful, and thank you for thinking of me, even when we're going through hard times, you will watch that thing grow. And you will watch your relationship flourish. That is the fertilizer that we need to apply in our marriage, is a thankful heart and a thankfulness. So before you continue having physical intimacy, I want you to take a minute and work on your emotional intimacy, connecting, holding hands, spending time, taking the time to hear what the other one is saying and thinking and what they want out of life and where they're going. Be careful when you make your spouse the butt of your jokes as if he or she can't do anything right. Be careful that you are not creating a pothole that ultimately turns into a sinkhole. I love you, and remember, parting is not an option. Take the time to get maintenance for your vehicle before you hit a pothole and ruin your tires or break your axle. Take care, and we hope you get on the call next Monday night and share with us. If you have any questions, email us at partingisnotanoption@gmail.com.